to the next video in the Level Up Rocketry series. I've been a bit time poor recently, addressing some Queensland Rocketry Society issues, which has kind of affected the cadence of these videos, unfortunately. So this is my other location for doing rocketry. This is where I focus on the electronics side, and also where I store a lot of my completed rocket kits, my retro computing gear, and also all the electronics that I use. Happy to do a walkthrough of this area if there's any interest. So with the YouTube channel, I want to take it in three different directions, or three different streams, I guess. So the first will be the technical side. For instance, I've got queued up how to air start clusters of rocket motors. That'll be a multi-part series. I also want to do, as I've already started to do, I guess, is launch videos. So on site at whatever launch I'm at, just get as many launch videos as I can and try and make those a bit more informative and professional over time. And the third stream is to do an interview series. So this is the intro for the first of the interview series for Level Up Rocketry. So I'll be talking with Tony Caracella, who's a long-term QRS member, and we'll be discussing how he got into rocketry, some of his memorable launches, and what his future plans are. So I'm pretty excited about this series of interviews. There's a lot of areas I want to delve into, in particular around the history of Queensland Rocketry Society. There's also various people involved in rocketry around Australia that I would like to sit down with, and also there's people around the world who eventually I can, it'd be great to sit down and have a discussion with them. So there's a long series planned. These won't be long videos. They're not going to be 2 or 3 hour interviews. That should be fairly short. But enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one.
In that group.
So you were the QT Aerospace Society was in existence before you had that interest in rocketry?
Yeah. Okay. The QT Aerospace Society had been doing a lot of other high-level team competition projects before that.
Unrelated to rocketry?
Yeah, unrelated to rocketry.
Okay. And have you filled any of the leadership roles in the Aerospace Society?
Yeah, so I, as part of being one of the first sort of team leads of rocketry, I joined the executive as I joined the executive. Yes, I was a general executive and then treasurer and then vice president of the QT Aerospace Society while we were working on getting rocketry happening. There was a lull in competitions in Australia for a while, but we were adamant that if we keep at this at a general low level and getting people level 1 certified, we would be in a good place once competition started up again.
Okay, great stuff. So we'll talk a little bit more about AURC later on, if that's all right. But are you still?
I'm happy to answer those questions again as well if that helps with editing.
Yeah, no problem. What was I going to say? Are you still involved with AURC today?
No, I'm not involved with the AURC competition or team at the moment.
And you also, what I meant to say was, are you involved with the Aerospace Society today?
No, I'm not involved with them. They do occasionally do some events.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I do still attend some QUT Aerospace Society events. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, you talked a little bit about getting L1s and those sort of things, those sort of certifications, which you've obviously done through the Queensland Rocketry Society.
Yep.
How did you find out about QRS?
How did I find out about QRS? I think I actually found out through one of the other members who were helping start up that competition. I think I found out through some of the other members who were also starting up the team for the AURC competition.
Yep.
So, yeah, they said, "Hey, we see there's a competition going. How about we get involved and and do that. And we found out that yes, the Queensland Rocketry Society was launching monthly, and was basically the place to start.
The place.
Get lots of information and.
And how'd you, a bit of a tangential question, but how did you find out about the the certification levels in high power rocketry, or even high power rocketry itself?
So I found out through QRS basically,
Okay.
that high power rocketry existed,
Yep.
and that and through at the time the Australian Model Rocketry Society, and or the ARF, depending on
AMRS. Yep.
yeah. So yeah, at the time the AMRS was the Australian body which was modelling the Triple E system,
Yep.
and had some reciprocal benefits for international certification.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. As we'll talk about AURC a little bit later. Can you tell me about some of your more memorable launches? So talk to me about, let's start with your L1 certification, then your L2, and then if there's anything sort of that noteworthy in your head about other launches.
I launched the rocket and it worked, and I got my certification.
Hey, okay. So what motor did you use?
So I actually attempted certification a couple of times. There were some issues with overarching bodies.
Yep.
And so we were sort of in a between state for my first one,
Yep.
which I flew a PML Callisto.
Yep.
Flew a PML Callisto on an H115.
Nice. Yep.
Um,
that is a
it's a Sparky
CTI
motor.
or
it's a it was a the H115 was a Aerotech
Okay.
single use.
Yep. And what altitude do you think you got?
I was expecting to get to about 1,200 feet, I think, from memory. This was back in about 2009.
Yep.
Sorry. This was back in 2019.
Yeah.
When I first attempted my L1.
So you've had 2 attempts and 2 successes.
Yes.
Well done.
I successfully certified level 1 twice.
Nice.
When we found out that Triple E weren't honouring that level 1 attempt, I then did another L1 attempt on another PML rocket, a small Endeavour, split fin rocket.
Nice.
I was going to use that for my level 2, but then I realized how much extra, how high an L2 rock motor was going to send that.
Yep.
And the local launch site only has a ceiling of about 5,000 feet. And I was going to either get very close to or exceed that.
So what motor was that one for the second successful?
The second successful, I actually used an I motor.
Wow. Okay. Yep.
Might have been an I-195.
Yeah.
From memory.
Yeah, good motors. Red line. Yeah, I love those.
That was quite punchy flight, very, very high.
And is that it there, or is that?
Yes, this is here. Okay. If it's in frame.
That's all right. We'll do it. We'll do it too later on. Okay. Now talk to me. Oh, is there anything more you want to talk about on that?
Really? So those were the 2 level 1s. Nice. And then I did a level 2 certification flight.
Yep.
Maybe a year later, I can't actually remember what year it was. And that was a 4-inch EZI 65, which I've also got behind me.
Yep.
And that was on a
L2300
J425, I think it was. I was actually trying to order a J270 for it.
Yep.
I have a little bit of a less initial thrust. But with motor situations in Australia, it was difficult to. It was actually sold out from under me.
Bugger.
But J425 was available, so I jumped on that, and another great successful flight.
Awesome. What altitude did you get out of that one?
It would have been about 3,000 feet, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I find let me know if you agree or disagree, that the L2 certs at Cedar Grove a bit nerve-wracking because you've only got a finite ceiling there.
Yeah.
And, well, everything's finite, I guess, and there's a lot of place
Yeah.
that can come down.
I mean, it's not just a finite ceiling, but also, the range around.
Yes.
Where got the Logan River not too far away, and
Yep. Cornfields.
Some decent fields, and it doesn't take too long for it to drift beyond our permitted
Yes.
launch area, especially if you use a large parachute.
Yes, true, and it's windy.
Yeah. That said, I used a chute release on that. So it did come down a lot more quickly and was a fairly short
good.
walk for my L2.
How have you found the chute release?
I've only used it twice, and it hasn't failed me.
Okay.
I've heard other people have issues with them. I don't know what they're doing wrong. Not necessarily they are doing something wrong, but maybe there are some that are just a bit finicky.
Okay.
So I don't know how to troubleshoot what they're.
I don't know. Most people say it works perfect, but every now and then I hear someone say maybe the clip doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Any other notable flights?
I think that's probably it. I haven't done any two-stage or clustered launches yet. I've got a few kits that I have that could do some two-stage, just gap staging with black powder motors.
Yep, nice. You don't want to drop names?
Well, I've got I can't even remember what it was. Is it Dynastar? Aerodactyl rocket, which actually has a 29mm motor mount.
Yep.
So it's designed for 29mm black powder motors.
Wow.
And I've seen some issues occasionally with 29mm black powders.
Yes.
Either overpressurize or end up just shooting out gunk. It's been interesting.
Something to look forward to.
Mm.
So you've got did you say a pterodactyl kit?
Aerodactyl. Two-stage.
Okay,
it's just
nice.
got a short booster.
Yep. And cluster kits?
I've got a Deuces little.
That's the Estes.
I think it's
2-motor.
It's 2-motor, and they're on an angle.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Estes though. I can't remember which brand it is. Might be like Rocketarium or something like that.
Okay. Any other notable launches? Anything else that sticks out? It doesn't have to be the biggest rocket in the world, or maybe experimenting with stuff or trying new things.
None that I can think of. There were a few that I was sort of planning to get into, like gliders and that as well. But hadn't quite gotten to actually getting to the
to
that stage yet.
Now, have you had much experience using altimeters, electronic deployment and dual deploy?
So on my level 2 certification flight, I did fly an altimeter as basically a test / backup.
Yep.
But I haven't actually relied on one as yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I used the which one was it? The Raven 4.
Nice.
Is what I flew.
Very nice.
And,
very nice altimeters.
Yeah, useful to get some data off it as well.
Yep.
Which I plan to use in future flights, just so I can quantify descent rates and get some data to back up the simulation.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I use the Raven 3 regularly, even for air starting motors and stuff like that. Super programmable, super good. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with the Raven. Okay, let's move on then to talk about some of the events or some of the notable events you've been involved with, or some behind the scenes stories. Let's start with the QT Aerospace. If you've got nothing, that's fine. We're not here to drop anyone in it. You don't have to mention names or anything like that. But is there any sort of could we peek behind the curtain of the Aerospace Society?
Well, yeah, a lot of my involvement with the Aerospace Society had been promoting rocketry to new members and helping people get introduced to it, get familiar with Queensland Rocketry Society. Um, so yeah, helping people get involved with the rocketry, introduce them to QRS, uh, and help them with level 1 certification attempts and
Nice.
getting all the gear that they need together, applying for funding to help with that
Yep.
through the university.
Yep.
Um,
So an evangelist for rocketry.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
good.
yeah, just trying to get people involved and interested, so that once the competitions started up again, we'd be able to put ourselves in a good spot
Great
to
stuff.
get involved with it.
Now, are you the first? I honestly have no idea, but are you the first person from QUT to get high power certifications at level 1 or level 2?
I would be one of the first that I'm aware of. I don't know if there had been other groups or individuals that I'm completely unaware of.
Yep.
Um, but yes, there was myself and another person that I was involved with at the time. So yeah, we pretty much, well, we did our first L1 attempt
Ah,
on the same
nice.
day,
Yep.
and both got our first L1 attempt that was not.
Who launched? Who launched first?
I can't remember.
Okay, that's all right.
Honestly, I really don't know.
And what about
Um,
L2?
um, and L2, yeah, I think I was probably the first L2
Wow. Yep.
that I'm aware of as far as students in
Yep.
the Aerospace Society.
Yeah, that's great. Unfortunately, when you do your L3, you're not a student anymore. You're not a member of the Aerospace Society, so that won't count.
No.
How about some? I've never been to an AURC. Can you tell us a bit about?
I've actually never been to
Oh,
one
I haven't
either.
been either. Okay,
So
but have you
I think
had?
the last AURC was 2018 at Thunder Down Under.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
actually
Okay.
think they, yeah, that there was another one that started after that.
Yep.
Then COVID happened.
Yep.
Things shifted to an online format, and we really weren't ready to actually enter the competition at that stage anyway.
Okay.
We sort of entered on paper, or submitted an entry, but didn't get through to sort of the university weren't fully supportive of us at that stage to get involved.
Okay. What about some of the overseas competitions like Spaceport America Cup or
Only
and
seen
or
them
IREC?
on
Okay.
video, so yeah, haven't been to a spaceport either.
Okay.
Um,
Now I know that it was probably a couple of years ago now that you were disenchanted with leadership in QRS, so you made a heroic road trip down to Victoria. Do you want to tell us about that experience?
yeah, so I was interested in part of. Yeah, part of my rocketry journey has included going to Victoria and New South Wales to. I went to Victoria and New South Wales to visit the local rocketry launch groups there.
Yep.
And that was in part to seek triply approved persons for my level 3 certification.
Yep.
And just sort of introduce himself, fly at those sites, and get a little bit of a feel for what other people in the country are doing.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a journey down south. Only sort of flew some low mid power motors that I could get through those launches.
Yep.
And yeah, it was definitely interesting. They had some relatively high altitude launch sites compared to Cedar Grove, but also actually a much sort of smaller area that you could really land in.
Okay. Yep.
There were some fairly heavy restrictions on which properties were accessible.
Yep.
So you kind of really needed to make sure that your rockets were likely to go in one direction.
Yep.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. That's Victoria and New South Wales, both sides.
Yeah. So
Okay.
New South Wales have a couple of New South Wales and Victoria both have a couple of launch sites. I've only been to their lower
Yep.
altitude
Okay.
launch sites.
Yep.
Um, so I haven't been to Malali or Serpentine,
Yep. Yep.
which are the high altitude sites down there
Okay.
for those clubs.
So, how would you rate the experience? Would you recommend it for others?
Yeah, I think it would be recommended for anyone to, if they're got money for fuel to go
Yeah.
on a bit of a trip and yeah, visit some of the other clubs.
Okay. Sounds good. And what were the setups like? Could you go there and buy a J motor, for instance, and do a
Um,
cert or something?
at the time, Australian Rocketry was kind of where we were getting most of our motors from at
Yeah.
QRS.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a very big presence at those, if at all, at least at the time that I went. I'm not sure if they'd been involved supporting them more previously.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I kind of had to pre-buy motors at hobby stores
Yep.
for those launches.
On the way down.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Anything else as far as launching in Australia?
Um, no, just Cedar Grove and the New South Wales Rocketry Association's lower altitude site. I forget the name of
Yeah.
it. And the Victorian Rocketry Association.
Yep. No worries. Sounds good. Okay. What are your future plans within rocketry? For example, do you plan on doing your L3 certification?
Um, I do plan on doing an L3 certification in the next year or two. I'm not
Nice.
not in a rush.
Yep.
Um, I do have. I've got I think it's a Hyperlock 1600 kit
Yep.
that I've bought and looking at designing around that. It's a phenolic airframe that I'll be fiberglassing.
Nice.
Actually, no, it's not a phenolic. It's a cardboard airframe that I'll plan on fiberglassing.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, just at the moment need to prepare the designs for it, approach a couple of taps to be able to sign off on it, and then
Yep.
I'll be able to start building.
Nice. Okay, so it was also yeah. You were talking about once the designs are ready, you'll submit them for review. Does that mean that you plan on changing some of the stock features of the Hyperlock?
What are my plans for it?
I'm not going to hold you
Yeah,
to
no.
this if you change your mind.
Yeah, I don't really plan on changing anything on
Okay.
it. It's pretty much fine as is. I've got an avionics bay and sled package,
Nice. Okay.
so just need to drill the holes and bolt it on the appropriate altimeters
Nice.
for it. I still need to get a couple of. I probably won't do the designs too fast because I've got a few other. I still need to get a couple of electronic deployment flights
Yes.
that
Yes.
I'll do first, sort of step by step.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what motor do you think you're going to use, or too far
Um,
away yet?
was it an M1380 or 50 from memory?
M1350 sounds familiar.
Yeah, probably an M1350. Um, um, some of it's as low on the M scale as possible with not too high thrust.
M10.
Not, yeah, that wouldn't lift its own weight.
Well, it burned. You go back.
Yeah, no, we saw a hybrid on the weekend that
Oh.
didn't have a lot of thrust.
Yeah, let's not veer off into that topic for the moment. Okay, that sounds great. Hyperlock, is that a 6-inch diameter or is it bigger?
I think it's a 5.5.
Okay. And yeah, I think Lock are kind of renowned for the 5.5-inch diameter kits. And dual deployment.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We've got a bunch of chunky parachutes sitting there to keep it
Nice.
landing nice and soft.
Nice.
That said, I'll probably go heavy on the fiberglass and
Yeah.
try and make it as sturdy as possible.
Fiberglass everything.
Yeah. So it'll be weighed down a bit.
Nice.
Hopefully rock solid.
Yes, just put a bigger motor in. Any other future, I guess, projects in the pipeline or that you'd like to do one day?
Um, so our local motor people, Endeavour, are planning on uh, running an event in August, September this
Yep.
year that I'm hoping to head to.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I have ordered motors for that.
Nice.
I've got a K805, I think it is.
Yep.
Um, Ordered a while ago, so these things take a while to come into the country. So sometimes you don't quite remember.
Well, I don't speak for Endeavour, but they may have it in Sydney, and we'll transport it out
Yeah,
to White Cliffs for you.
yeah. So yeah, they did specify that they would deliver them to the launch site.
So that's part of AURC, but just remind me again what that competition's called.
This is the Endeavour Cup
Endeavour Cup, that's right.
as well. Yeah, so they're kind of running side by side an Endeavour
Yeah.
Cup and the Australian University's rocketry competition.
And which branch of the competition, the Endeavour Cup, are you going for? Which altitude?
Just the 5,000 foot.
Okay. Yep. Nice.
Um,
Any other challenges you see ahead?
Was it the 5,000 foot one? I actually can't remember. It was the 5,000 foot one or 10,000.
Oh, I don't know.
K805 on a fairly narrow.
I would have thought that would go above 5K.
It'll go above 5K comfortably.
Depends if you're there to just blast it or to win, I
Yeah.
guess.
Like I know that, that was actually approaching for my second level two. My second level one attempt was approaching around 4K on a J
Yep.
motor.
Yep. So will your Endeavour Cup entry be using electronic deployment again?
Yes, will be having. I'll have actually. Is the K805 a plugged motor or not? I don't think it was a plugged motor. If it's not a plugged motor, I'll be doing I'll be doing rejection as backup, but I definitely want to get more electronic deployment happening.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, and that's another step towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah, L3, of course, as well. Any other future projects?
Well, I've got a big giant rocket that has been slowly being built.
Is that anywhere that we can see it?
It is. I don't know. Is it?
Yes, it's just in the corner, but we'll do a walk around later. But no, please tell us about it now.
So yeah, it's I think nearly 3 meters tall, 7.5 inch phenolic airframe with fiberglass nose cone, fiberglass airframe. At the moment, the motor mount is glued in with the rear centering ring off, and I just need to get fins cut. Actually, I need to get fins designed and cut.
Yeah.
And then I'll do internal fillets through the back of the rocket.
Yep. So I don't want to tell you how to build your rocket. The other option is to drill holes.
Yeah.
Either side of the fin slots.
That's an option, but yeah, like I tend to use sort of thick structural epoxy for those sorts of fillets, and that would require a thinner one, which will hold it. To me, it's more probably going to be tacking it in place. My experience with thinner epoxies is they tend to be a little bit more brittle.
Okay.
At least the ones that I've used so far.
So I couldn't help but notice before, I did have a sneak peek at the motor mount that you glued in, and you've got what would you say, 75mm motor mount?
There's a 75mm motor mount in there.
When I had
we'll take L motors comfortably.
When I had a look, I couldn't help but notice that maybe you could have fitted another 2 75mm motor mounts in there, or another 3 or 4 54mm. Any comments on converting to a cluster?
Well, I've already got a centering ring that's got a single 75mm hole cut in it, and I don't really want to faff about and put extra, drill extra holes in very specific places. I think I'll start smaller with a cluster. Unless I worked on maybe a team build with someone with more experience than I who felt like that was a good idea.
I'd love to be part of it, but I've already built a 7.5 inch diameter 3 by 75mm cluster.
Okay. Yeah, well, one of them's more than enough, right?
I'll never get to launch that, but anyway.
Uh,
Okay, that's good. No, that's fantastic. That looks like it's going to be a great rocket. Yeah. Any ETA for completing that?
nope, no ETA. Yeah, I'm sort of uh, in the process of downsizing and potentially moving house. So rocketry is taking a little bit of a back seat at the moment
Okay. But
for
you're
the
not.
next 6 months.
But you're not planning on downsizing the rocketry collection, are you?
Not yet.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's some good projects we talked about. Any others in the pipeline? You talked
I
about.
think that's all of them actually. Yeah.
You talked a little bit
A
earlier
few
about
smaller ones.
a stage.
Yeah, I'm looking at doing. I'd like to do some smaller staged rockets just with black powder,
Yep.
gap staging.
Yep.
Um,
Not electronics.
no electronics, just nice little simple black powder.
Have you seen the Vogel from Estes?
No, maybe, but um, not in my mind. I probably have seen it.
And I can't remember. So Estes have released a two-stage rocket, looks pretty good, and also the Apogee have released a two-stage rocket. They kind of look similar, but the Apogee one is much bigger. It's probably similar size, but it requires electronics, so it's another challenge there. Just so. Okay, that's going to bring us close to an end now. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Anything that maybe I have missed, skipped over, glossed over, or um, is there anything you want to say to the wider rocket community of my 400 subscribers?
Sounds like I need a slogan or something, or
Yeah.
get out and do rocketry.
Do get out there.
Some sort of
Fresh air.
pun of launch to success.
Yes. It was maybe this can be the final question then. What has rocketry done for you?
Oh, nothing.
That's fair enough. That's an answer.
Actually, what has rocketry done for me? I don't know. It's been community, um, sort of eye opening of just processes, and it sounds really fuzzy and weird, but something I've sort of liked about rocketry is that in some ways I would often say it's deceptively simple. It's quite a straightforward light and go, but then it's deceptive because there's a lot more kind of going on
Yep.
under the surface that's not obvious.
Much like yourself.
Sure, why not? I,
What do people say when you tell them that you're into high power rocketry or your certifications in high power rocketry? What's the response do you usually get?
I actually can't remember.
Been too long.
It's not often that I speak to people who aren't already
Yep.
involved in rocketry. So there haven't been a lot of new people since getting involved with the Aerospace Society.
Yep.
And all of them were like, "Yep, let's do it." So, how do I get involved in that?
And of course, you were a member of the committee for a year or two as well for QRS.
Yep, I was a member of the QRS committee.
Yep.
Just helping out with making sure the volunteers were available and finding out who was available and getting people there.
Yep.
Was kind of my main thing.
Awesome. So that brings us to the end. So I'll just say, I think you've been a great member of the club for the last 6-7 years. How long you've been there? You're there every month. You're a real stalwart of the club, and you're really a welcome member of the club. And I certainly hope that we're both there for many years to come.
Thank you.
Certainly hope so.
It's been a good chat.
Thank you. Recording. Tony, do you want to step us through your collection or the fleet?
So this was my first L1 certification attempt. Flew fine. I've got the rail buttons actually glued on, still firmly glued on with the epoxy. So it's a PML Callisto.
Nice.
But yeah, this is probably my fourth rocket that I actually built. I've done a few low powers before that.
Yep. Okay. And the low powers are still intact? You're still
Yes,
in
so
your
yeah, we've
possession?
got
Okay.
still got those low powers sitting around somewhere. They've flown a couple of times.
You know the rule
Some
of thumb with low
C-motors,
power is fly it until you lose it.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But
It is
to
what it
launch the
is.
things. No, I've lost other rockets.
Hmm.
I think I've only lost one rocket,
Okay.
which I would have built just before this one. I think
Okay.
I kind of built it. I don't think I actually flew it until afterwards because it was a shorter, stumpier design,
Mm.
and wasn't really a good certification type rocket, but it was a good practice and
Yep.
experience to build.
Yeah, that's great.
Would have flown fine on like a G50 38
Yep.
mil.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, so this flew on an H115
Nice.
to maybe 1,500 feet. I think I said 1,200 earlier.
And how many times has that flown?
I think 3 or 4.
Okay. Good
Hasn't
stuff.
hasn't done a lot yet. It's done sort of a couple of G motor and H motor flights.
Nice. Nice.
Then I went and
For your second L1.
my second L1 built the PLL small endeavour. This has got an extra payload bay attached to it.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. Nice.
And yeah, flew that one on a J425 to I think around about 3,000. Sorry, no, that was the second L1 attempt. I think it was an I303.
I think you told me an I195
I might have said
earlier.
I195 before.
Yep. But now.
I think it might have been a CTI I303. I can't remember.
Yeah.
This is a while ago. This is like 2019, 2020.
Yep.
Um,
Why did you add the extra payload bay?
I actually wanted to. I did want to adjust something. I wanted to probably make it a little bit heavier
Okay.
and increase stability just a little bit.
Yep.
Using sort of a heavier motor. I was also trying to start getting ready to add electronics. And, haven't
Yep.
actually flown this with any electronics, but
Yep.
that would be a way to start.
Got the capability.
Mm.
Alrighty. Next. What's next?
And we built the EZI 65.
Yep.
4-inch lock precision kit, pretty much stock cardboard. Flew on a J425, I think, to around 3,000 or 4,000 feet. Hasn't actually, yeah, that was a 38 mil motor. So it's got a 54 mil motor mount.
Yep.
Flown it on a 54.
Yep.
That said, if I don't get around to building anything new for
Endeavour. Yep.
The Endeavour Cup, I might actually take this along and put K800. I think it was a K805, but about K.
Yep.
And see how that goes.
And it looks like you've got the capability to use electronics on that.
Yeah, it's got a
switch band and
switch band with full electronics bay.
Yep. Nice.
It has flown semi-dual deploy
Yep.
before.
That'd be deploy. Single deploy?
Yeah, so it was motor ejection, but had an electronics in there. It also had a chute release on it. That was my main primary plan to recover.
Yep.
But yeah, flew with an altimeter for backup.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And what's next?
See, I haven't flown this yet, but I was actually pretty much finished building it. It's got a 38 mil motor mount. Should be able to fly, I think, on a G50 comfortably for a nice short flight.
And what's the name of that rocket?
Well, I've called it Give Up for Australia. I actually started painting these colours around the time the Matilda Socceroos were doing really, really well.
Wow.
In the World Cup.
Yep.
So yeah, but I wasn't very prompt in my timing to get that done because that was a few years ago now.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
So it sort of had some issues with the paint when I started repriming it. And honestly, I think it's in good flight ready condition now.
Once it's built, it's ready to fly.
Yeah. So that's it's a Mad Cow fiberglass Patriot kit.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it looked like a Patriot. I didn't. Yeah. So that came fiberglassed, or you
It
fiberglassed it?
is fiberglass.
Wow. Oh, the
Yeah,
fiberglass.
it's a
Great.
fiberglass tube.
Great.
Yeah, you can't really
And
tell.
fiberglass nose cone.
Yeah, fiberglass nose cone. Just need
Nice.
to do something with the
Weights or
connector
with the chute.
attachment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, that's one that's been sitting waiting to go.
Nice.
Um, I've got. I've been a bit of a fan of the Black Grant rocket,
Yep.
sounding rockets. So got myself a small park flyer kit of that I want to try and do minimum diameter
Nice.
and fly that somewhere with a better altitude limit than City Grove.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
So I can get some height on it and hopefully a decent tracker so I don't lose it.
Yep. Well, we're good on to take the White Cliffs.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but notice there's another kit there.
Yeah, I also got the laser lock as well for basically similar sort of ideas. But wanted to kind of compare the two kits and designs.
What's with the holes down the airframe? Are they holes or is it just?
Yeah, they are holes. So they've got those stationed so that it's got a very, very shallow. It's also for minimum diameter 38 mil motors.
Okay. So that's
just
the
extra
fins.
toothing basically for the fins to kind of lock in so they're not just surface mount.
Yep, nice.
Very nice. They don't go through all the way. They just go down to the motor. So that's
Very
another
nice.
one that I'm looking at building sooner or later. And then the last one is this big.
The beast.
I've actually had sitting around for a year now, I think. Pretty much in this condition.
Okay.
But not a lot of confidence to fly it. Worried about landing on power lines, basically. So yeah, it would need pretty significant thought about where it's going to land and make sure it really is flown in good conditions and predictable conditions. And it's just a little bit daunting to fly something that big for me at the moment. I am actually considering just doing it in sort of a stumpy format initially because I think I could comfortably get that on a K motor. And have it not go too far and still look pretty impressive. But yeah, so that's also an on-the-go project.
One thing I found, and I'm talking about me again, but one thing I found is it's challenging to transport. Once you get the bigger airframes and
I've definitely considered that. My hatchback I think will work kind of well. The seats down does have quite a bit of room. I've almost been considering basically making some cradles to fit in the car. And have it just sliding on those.
Strap it to the roof.
I don't want to take that.
No, that's awesome. A nice big av bay there as well. You won't know yourself when you get to av bays that big.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Plenty of room to do whatever, I think.
So where did you get the components for that rocket?
These ones came from Oz Rocketry.
Okay.
Quite a while ago.
Okay, and that's phenolic airframe? Yeah, that you fiberglassed. And the kits that you've still got, where did you get those from?
I think I bought through Endeavour.
Okay.
There was Endeavour had a big order of Aerotech and Lock Precision parts.
Okay.
A while ago they were doing a bulk order, and I sort of said, "Oh yes, I'll get this." And well, while I'm getting that, I should get that. And maybe
it's silly not to get this. Yeah.
Actually, one other project that.
Yes, of course.
Is obviously doesn't look like much of a great brown tube at the moment. But this is a parts from a It's a PML Sudden Rush kit. There's a small tail cone on the end. I'm actually swapping out their resin tail cone for a tail cone retainer.
Yep.
And so yeah, this will also be full dual deploy, which it'll have a 54mm motor mount. If I don't fly this on a K805 at the Endeavour Cup, then I'll be flying the DZI 65
Yep.
on it.
Nice. Okay. What's the blue tape on it for?
That was me starting to basically get alignment. So,
Oh, that's your av bay in there. Oh, nice. Okay.
So when I do the glue up to glue the switch band on,
Yep.
I can basically bring that all the way to there.
Yep.
Clean up this side, remove the tape, so I've got everything aligned.
Yep.
As well as possible, as well as is feasible.
Yeah, nice. How have you found building? I assume that av bay is part of the kit, or is that a scratch build?
The av bay is supplied.
Okay.
I can't remember whether it actually came as part of the kit or whether it was an extra one that I bought on top of it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just it's a lock precision.
How have you found building a kit av bay compared to a scratch av bay?
Well, I haven't fully built it because I haven't glued anything together. But this is very, very straightforward.
Okay.
Everything's pretty much there. Everything's cut out to what you need. It's got a stepped ring.
I like that. Yep.
So it's not hard to design, but if you don't already have access to a laser cutter, this is pretty much.
Yeah, it is good. Lock.
Just needs to be glued up.
Yeah.
Get some epoxy on the.
And the nuts, or the bolts, nuts and the bolts.
So that everything's all sturdy. Yeah.
Awesome stuff, dude. Awesome stuff.
That's the majority of big stuff.
Any final comments, thoughts, complaints?
Nah, it's been a good chat.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate the time, Tony.
Cheers. Thank you.